Hi there, this is Diane with a movie review. See this film today. My review of the movie Hillary's America, written and narrated by filmmaker, immigrant now American citizen, courageous patriot, and ex-felon for donating too much money to a friend's campaign, Dinesh D'Souza, was like many movies in one, and only one tiny part actually about Hillary Clinton. In fact, I don't think she enters the film until well into it. All of the films within this film are worth seeing, however unpleasant, no matter where you fall on the political spectrum. But I will warn you, bring a barf bag and some tissues just in case. It was brilliant, patriotic, educational, heartbreaking, and historically accurate, based on the real facts detailed in his book of the same name with the subtitle, quote, The Secret History of the Democratic Party. And that was the main storyline, I would say, and the most fascinating and heartbreaking. Some of it I knew, and some of it I didn't. With the Democratic Convention next week, I'm recording this on July 23rd, 2016. Its timing is perfect. People deserve to know the truth so that they can make an informed decision. In the movie Concussion, the NFL, the National Football League, kept hiding the truth that severe brain damage and death was possible from all the hits to the head. Newsflash! People still choose to play football, even knowing the risks. Same with smoking, despite the warning on every package. That's what free will is about. They can choose poorly if they want. I can choose poorly if I want. I can't choose the consequence, but the choice is mine to make in a free society. Only then can we have a real contest of ideas from which to choose intelligently that reflect our hearts collectively. So back to the film. The opening sequence was artistically breathtaking, as was the ending montage with music and scenes across America, with a desperate voice barely singing God Bless America. So it was bookended with fine filmmaking and direction. On that note, real quickly, the producer was Gerald R. Mullen, accomplished and highly principled in his own right, who also happens to share my faith as a Mormon. In his filmography that I found on online, there's a whole list of great movies that he has produced. Here's some of them. Well, let me just read it real quick. Tootsie, A Soldier's Story, Color Purple, Batteries Not Included, Rain Man, Days of Thunder, Hook, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, The Flintstones, Casper, The Trigger Effect, Twister, The Lost World, Jurassic Park, The Other Side of Heaven, Minority Report, The Legend of Johnny Lingo, Beyond the Blackboard, 2016 Obama's America, America, The Abolitionist. Now, some of those you may not have heard of, but a lot of them you have. They're huge blockbuster hits. These are not some little small town flicks. Some of these were collaborations with Steven Spielberg. It really says something that a man who could easily retire and specially hand-pick projects that are worthy of his time and talent, and that he would be proud to be a part of his legacy for doing good, chose to produce this film. Again, that's not nothing. It's huge. One guy behind me cheered at the end, and several erupted in applause. He went, "Rah!" At that point, I had tears streaming down my face, but they were not tears of joy. They were tears of an ever-extinguishing hope of my once great nation. I fear we may never be restored or unified in my lifetime, given the current climate and its abysmal trajectory. Some scenes of reenactment of the Trail of Tears, lynchings, lashings, and otherwise reprehensible acts were difficult to see, but probably lots more sanitized than reality to warrant a PG-13 rating, not an R rating. America has been guilty of perpetuating atrocities and calling them legal for quite some time. At least in that, we have made enormous strides. I hate to see us turning back in that direction, which is happening more and more day by day right under our eyes. I would urge any thoughtful, reflective person, and for sure American voters, to educate themselves. As much as I have studied not only history, but political history, I learned many things that I didn't know, but should. I marveled at the despicable revelations of a couple of Hillary's mentors and the people she admired. Openly racist eugenicist Margaret Sanger, founder of the Butcher Mill, Planned Parenthood, and Saul Alinsky, a man of profound immorality, wickedness, and depravity. When you hear what he masterminded to eat for free and get others to do the same with zero remorse for stealing from an entire chain of restaurants, if you're an honest, fair, decent person, you'll be sickened. Such abhorrent, immoral thought processes just make my spirit recoil. We are known by our fruit, and that explains and illuminates a lot. The storyteller also shared his personal story of what it was like being incarcerated and what he learned, and how that filter allowed him to see what's going on in American politics more than ever today. This part of the film could only have been told by him, and also was fascinating. I can't imagine what that must have been like, but he shares some things that he learned. He's a thoughtful, brilliant guy too. I love that he's an immigrant and fearless. I especially love what they had him do for community service, while he's still on probation for 5 years after he served his time. Now, I won't say what. I don't want to be a spoiler alert, but hint, hint, I do that too, professionally, and I know how rewarding it is firsthand to be around immigrants who chose freedom and opportunity and fled their home country in favor of America. Can you see what I mean about being several different films in one? You won't be disappointed that you saw it. Angered? Probably. Inspired? Maybe. Impressed? Sure. Pricked in your heart? Most definitely. Enlightened? Absolutely. Motivated to vote? Oh, I can only hope. I invite you to see this film and to share what you thought about it, whether we agree or disagree. I pray that there's still room for a respectful, civil discourse without profanity or hatred, or worse, apathy, or discarding friendship. That is not what I want by any means. This is not a delight to expose something so awful. We as voters in the United States of America, we are in an impossible situation. Lord, please help us. Please. 2 tears on my boo-hoo meter. Thank you for listening.